Hey everyone, welcome to Color Acres. Today I am making German chocolate truffles. This is just one of the many Christmas candies I'm gonna make this season. I made peppermint patties so far. There's a video on that if you're interested. Those were really good. So now we are on to German chocolate truffles. So you're gonna need a medium saucepan, my saucepan right here. To that medium saucepan, we are going to add a half a cup of brown sugar. I am using dark brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar if you prefer. A half a cup of granulated white sugar. A half a cup of butter, my stick of butter. 3 egg yolks. 3/4 a cup of evaporated milk. And a half a cup of flour. We're gonna be taking this over to the stove and we're gonna be getting it on medium heat. We're gonna do a low boil and stir it until it's thickened. We're gonna boil it on low for several minutes until it's thickened. After we're done boiling, just so that you're prepared, we're going to be adding to that a 1.5 cups of sweetened coconut flakes, 1 cup of chopped pecans, and a teaspoon or so of vanilla, however much you wanna add, always add extra. I am using my vanilla bean paste. I really, really like the paste. Ever since I made some, I've been using that for everything that calls for vanilla extract. So there is a video on this vanilla bean paste if you're interested. It's super easy to make. You can use it right away and it is delicious. So let's get over to the stove and get this boiling. Okay, over here at the stove, gonna get mine turned on. I'm gonna be putting mine pretty close to low since it's a gas stove. I don't wanna put it up too high. This burner gets hot really fast, but if you have an electric burner instead, you might want to put yours on medium. So we're just going to get this on a low boil again for several minutes and stir until it's thickened. Take a little bit for this butter to melt. Starting to boil a little bit here finally. It's been about 5 minutes, but it is definitely thickening up. So gonna continue stirring here as it starts to boil for just a couple minutes. Okay, this is getting nice and thick, almost there. In total, I've had this on the burner for almost 8 minutes, just to kind of give you a reference. Here's what it's looking like. Nice and thick. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that heat off, and we're gonna add in our vanilla paste or vanilla extract, whichever it is that you're using. Here is my beautiful paste. So good. Stir that in. Then, 1.5 cups of coconut, sweetened coconut flakes. And the 1 cup of chopped pecans. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, now we're gonna go ahead and pour this mixture into whatever kind of container you want, a Tupperware container or a glass container, and you're gonna keep it in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours until it fully cools. Or you can put it in the freezer to speed up the cooling process. All right, I've got mine poured into a container, and I'm gonna put mine in the freezer to cool it down a little bit faster, and I will let you know how long it takes in the freezer. Okay. I had my filling in the freezer for 45 minutes and now I'm ready to scoop it onto a cookie sheet. So you're gonna wanna line your cookie sheet with either parchment paper or wax paper. I have wax paper on mine. Then if you have a cookie scooper, you can use that, or you can just use a spoon. So then you're gonna just take your filling, scoop it out onto your cookie sheet. And if you want, you can roll it into a ball. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna scoop mine out with cookie scooper, and then we're gonna be sticking this back into the freezer to let it harden up before we dip them in chocolate. Want them to be nice and firm so that they don't fall apart once we start dipping them in that warm chocolate. And don't forget to taste the filling. It's so good, delicious. You always gotta taste as you're baking, right? I think that's my favorite part about baking is actually the tasting, not even the finished product. It's the tasting along the way, especially cookie dough. Oh, and brownie batter. Yep. Then when we go to dip these here, after they have firmed up, we're gonna be using 12 ounces of, I'm gonna be using 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use another kind of chocolate if you prefer, or you could do a couple different kinds of chocolate. You could do some milk chocolate, some dark chocolate, and some semi-sweet. I'm also going to be adding 2 tablespoons of my avocado oil shortening to that chocolate when I go to melt it. You don't have to, but you can that, or you can add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. When I made my peppermint patties, I used the avocado oil shortening in the chocolate, and that worked fabulously. I will show that to you here pretty soon. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, I have talked about this shortening before, and I really like it. I sell it at Target. The brand is Chosen. Right, almost done here. So I'm making a few more than I thought it would, so sort of started them out a little too far apart. All right, I'm ready to pop these in the freezer. Okay, my little truffles have been in the freezer for 30 minutes and they are nice and firm, ready to be dipped in chocolate. So I've already melted 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips with 2 tablespoons of avocado oil shortening. Love this stuff. Again, you can use coconut oil or you don't have to use either, but it just keeps the chocolate nice and melty when you do that. Also, if you have some leftover chopped pecans, you can sprinkle those on top. I'm gonna do that. So let's get dipping. I'm just gonna try using these little tongs to put my little balls into the chocolate mixture, or you can use a spoon, a couple forks. I'm gonna dip a couple and then I'll sprinkle some of my chopped pecans on. These tongs are working pretty good for this. Then do a little sprinkling of some pecans before that chocolate starts to harden. These are actually hardening up pretty quick, I'm surprised. Must be because they're so cold. And again, if you're sprinkling with the pecans, do it pretty quick before that chocolate starts to harden, since it's hardening pretty fast. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna pop these in the fridge. They're hardened up pretty quick actually, but I'm gonna pop them in the fridge for just a few minutes and then I'm gonna sample one. Okay, ready to sample. I'm just gonna cut one in half. See how it tastes. See how the middle looks. Ooh, looks really good. So cute too. Really good, very rich, but delicious. Give these German chocolate truffles a try. They are very good. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.